Good evening. Today we'll be studying and beginning the first chapter of Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot, the laws dealing and concerning forbidden foods. And just to bring us back a little bit, we are still in Sefer Kedusha, the treatise of Kedusha, of how Jewish people are sanctified. And we just finished Hilchot Isurei Bi'ah, and we'll be beginning Ma'achalot Asurot, and we'll also, after we finish Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot, we'll be dealing with Hilchot Shechita. Both the aspect of marriage and Bi'ah and Ma'achalot Asurot and the laws of eating the proper foods are both things Harambam regarded as things that make the Jewish people sanctified and distinguished from the other nations. And this point is demonstrated by the Jewish people's behavior in both of these issues. So again, the Jewish people sanctify themselves by keeping the laws of Isurei Bi'ah, of forbidden marital relations, and Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot, along with Hilchot Shechita, that we will begin Be'ezrat Hashem after we finish our current treatise. So we'll be listing now the mitzvot of Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot. Yesh bichlalan shemone ve'esrim mitzvot. This treatise has one of the more fruitful, I would say, in terms of number of the mitzvot. This treatise has 28 mitzvot. Arba mitzvot aseh ve'arba ve'esrim mitzvot lo ta'aseh, for positive prescriptions and 24 negative prescriptions. Vezehu piratan, and they are the following. Number 1, livdok besimane behema v'haya lehavdil ben teme'a litora. The first one is to check and to distinguish between, in terms of the signs of wild animals, in terms of domestic animals, that is behema, from now we'll call them behemot, and wild animals, from now we'll call those hayot, those are animals that are not domesticated, and to differentiate between those pure species and those impure species. And the reason why we have a mitzvah to differentiate and to distinguish between the simanim is for us to render a decision and to determine, based on these simanim, which animals are permitted to be eaten and which animals are prohibited to be eaten. As we'll see the specifics of what a behema and haya are in chapter 1. Number 2, livdok besimanei ha'of lehavdil ben hatameh latahor. The second mitzvah is to check and differentiate between the signs of birds and to differentiate between the pure and impure birds that are, again, either permitted or prohibited to be eaten. Number 3, livdok besimanei hagabim lehavdil ben hatameh latahor, also to differentiate between the signs of locusts and to distinguish between the pure and impure animal. Livdok besimanei dagim lehavdil ben tameh latahor. Number 4 is to check the signs of fish and to differentiate between the tameh and the tahor. Number 5, shelo le'echol behema v'haya teme'ah. The fifth prescription is not to eat a impure animal, domesticated animal, or wild animal. That's again behema v'haya. Number 6, shelo le'echol of tameh, not to eat a impure bird. Number 7, shelo le'echol dagim teme'im, not to eat impure fish. Number 8, shelo le'echol sheretz ha'of, not to eat winged insects. Number 9, shelo le'echol sheretz ha'aretz, not to eat reptiles. Number 10, shelo le'echol remes ha'aretz, not to eat creepy crawlers like worms or anything of that sort. Number 11, shelo le'echol tolat ha'pirot keshetetze la'aretz, not to eat fruit worms once they come out into the open and are separated from the fruit. Number 12, shelo le'echol sheretz hamayim, not to eat creatures other than fish that live in the water, for example, water snakes. Number 13, shelo le'echol nevela, not to eat a nevela. As we'll see in the following chapters, a nevela is either a behema, haya, or of that either died a natural death without being slaughtered according to the laws of shechita, or if it was slaughtered but something went wrong in the shechita, and it was not slaughtered again according to the proper halacha. A nevela, as we'll see, it is metameh by someone touching it, and can impurify someone by touching it. Number 14, shelo lehanot beshor haniskal, not to derive any benefit from a shor niskal. A shor niskal is a shor that was judged and rendered to be stoned. For example, if it killed or gored an individual, or if it had relations with an individual, or was yes. So this type of shor, it is forbidden to derive any benefit from it because it is to be stoned. Number 15, shelo le'echol terefa, not to eat a terefa. A terefa is an animal that was killed by another animal, or if it died on its own with some type of illness. And this type of animal is not metameh. Therefore, once so the meat of a terefa is prohibited to be eaten, but once it is slaughtered, it is not a nevela and is not does not purify someone by touching it. Number 16, shelo le'echol ever min ha'chai, not to eat the limb of a live animal. Number 17, shelo le'echol dam, not to eat or drink, obviously, blood. Number 18, shelo le'echol chelev behema tehora, not to eat the forbidden fats of a kosher behema. Number 19, shelo le'echol gid hanasheh. Number 19 is not to eat the gid hanasheh of an animal. The gid hanasheh is a type of nerve, which is I'm pretty sure widely accepted. It's called the sciatic nerve of the animal. And this only applies to behemot and hayot, not to ofot. Ofot don't really have a gid hanasheh, as we'll see. Number 20, shelo lo le'echol basar behalav. Number 20 is not to eat milk and meat. Number 21, shelo levashelo, not to cook milk and meat together. Number 22, shelo le'echol lechem tevuah hadasha. Number 22, it is prohibited to eat bread that was made out of wheat of the new harvest before the korban minha, the korban minha of the Omer was brought on the second day of Pesach, which would be Tet Zayin Nisan. Number 23, shelo le'echol kali min hadash, not to eat roasted wheat from new produce. Again, hadash is the produce and wheat that was reaped again prior to that was reaped of the new year prior to the bringing of the korban haomer. Number 24, shelo le'echol karmel min hadash, not to eat soft barley, that's karmel, from the new produce. Number 25, shelo lo le'echol orla, not to eat from the fruits of a tree that it is its first 3 years of bearing fruit. Number 26, shelo le'echol kilei hakerem, not to eat produce that was mixed with grape leaves or grapevines. Number 27, shelo le'echol tevel, not to eat untithed produce. Number 28, shelo lishtot yain nesech. Number 28 is not to eat wine that was set to be libated for avodah zarah. Uvi'ur mitzvot elu bifrakim elu, and the elaboration of these mitzvot are in the following chapters. Okay, Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot, Perek Aleph, and with that we will begin the first chapter of Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot. Halacha Aleph, Mitzvat Aseh min hen hasimanim shemabdilin bahen ben behema v'chaya va'of v'dag v'hagav shemutar le'ochlan uven she'en mutar le'ochlan. It is a positive prescription to distinguish the signs of which which animals are kosher and which animals are not kosher. Thereby, they would be permitted or prohibited to be eaten. In regards to, again, a behema is an undomesticated animal. A behema is a domesticated animal. A haya is an undomesticated animal. An of is a bird. Dag is a fish. Hagav is a locust. Shne'emar, as the Torah says, "V'ibdaltem ben habehema tehora lateme'a, uben ha'of hatameh latahor, uben ha'chaya ha'ne'echeret, uben ha'chaya asher lo te'achel." The Torah says that you shall distinguish between the pure and impure animals and the pure and impure birds, and between the pure and impure hayot, wild animals, and those that may be eaten and those that cannot be eaten. Halacha bet, and yes, halacha bet. Simane behema v'haya nitpareshu b'Torah. The signs of Behemot and Hayot are explicit in the Torah. Vehen shene simanim, and they are two simanim. Mafreset parsa uma'alat gera. Mafreset parsa is an animal that has cloven or split hooves, and ma'alat gera is an animal that chews its cud. And when we say chew its cud, we're referring to the digestive process in which the animal eats food. It chews the food, and then it swallows the food. And after it swallows the food comes back up. Then the animal chews it a second time, and then swallows the food again. And that is what we mean when we say ma'alat gera, chews its cud. Ad sheyiyu shenehen, and kosher animal requires both of these two signs. Again, mafreset parsa, split hooves, and ma'alat gera, chews its cud. V'chol behema shehi ma'alat gera, v'chol behema v'haya shehi ma'alat gera, en la shenayim balehi ha'ilyon. And any behema or haya that chews its cud does not have front teeth in its upper jaw. V'chol behema shehi ma'alat gera, harehi mafreset parsa chutz min hagamal. And any animal that is a ma'alat gera that chews its cud, it also has split hooves, with the exception of the gamal. The gamal is the camel. And also any behema that has split hooves, it also chews its cud, again with the exception of the hazir. Hazir is the pig. Halacha gimal. לפיכך, המוצא בהמה במדבר ואינו מכירה, ומצאה חתוכה הפרסות, בודק בפיה. Therefore, if an individual found a behema in the wilderness and doesn't recognize it, and he saw that its hooves are split, he can check her mouth. אם אין לה שיניים למעלה, בידוע שהיא טהורה. If it doesn't have teeth in its front teeth in its upper jaw, it is clear that it is tehora, that it is pure. V'hushi yakir gamal. This is provided that he knows what a gamal, what a camel looks like. Matzah behema shepiha hatuch bodek befarsoteha. Im hi shesua tehora v'hushi yakir hazir. If he found an animal that its mouth was cut up, he can check its hooves. If the hooves were split, it is tahor. And this is provided that he knows what a pig looks like, so that he can throw it out. If it's a pig, obviously he would be prohibited to eat it. Halakha dalid. Matzah pia hatuch v'ragleha hatuchot. If he found the animal, the behema, and its mouth was cut up and its feet were cut up as well, bodek bah ahar sheish hatenna bechanfeha oketz. There's one other siman that he can check, and that is at the end of the tail. Im matzah besarah sham mehalech sheti va'erev tehora. If he found that the flesh in the back of the tail runs crosswise, it is tahor. V'ushi yakir arod sheken hu besaro mehalech sheti va'erev. This is provided he knows what a donkey looks like, because the donkey also, its flesh runs crosswise as well. Halacha he. Behema tehora sheyalda kemin behema teme'a. Behema tehora that that gave birth to something that resembled a behema teme'a. Even if it does not chew its cud or have split hooves, rather it is like and resembles some type of horse or a donkey in almost every respect, is permitted to eat this animal. But medevarim amurim, when does this apply? This is only when the animal gave birth in the individual's presence. But if he left a pregnant cow in his herd, and he came back and found a pig that is something resembling a pig that is following the cow, even though it is nursing and suckling from the cow, it is a safek ve'asur be'achila, and it is prohibited to be eaten. Shema minha teme'ah nolad, because we suspect that this type of animal was born from an impure animal. V'nichrach ahara tehora, and it followed the pure animal. Halacha vav. Behema teme'ah sheyalda kemin behema tehora, an impure animal, now the flip side, that gave birth to an animal that resembled a pure animal, even though it has split hooves and chews its cud, even though it resembles an ox or a sheep in every respect, it would be prohibited to be eaten, because any offspring of a non-kosher animal is not kosher, is tameh. V'agadel minat tahor, and any animal that was born from a tahor animal, a kosher animal, is tahor. Lefikach dag tameh shenimtza b'me'ed dag tahor asur. Therefore, a impure fish that was found in the belly of a pure fish is prohibited. V'dag tahor hanimtza b'me'ed dag tameh mutar. But a tahor fish that was found in the belly of a non-tahor fish is permissible. Because in this case, in the case of fish rather, it does not grow in its belly. Rather, we assume that it was swallowed. So again, if a kosher fish was found in the belly of a non-kosher fish, that kosher fish is permitted to be eaten. But the flip side, if a dak tameh was found in the belly of a dak tahor, is prohibited to be eaten, because again we assume that the fish was swallowed, not that it was grown from the fish itself. Halacha zayin. Behema tehora sheyalda on shenimtza bah beriya sheyesh la shene gabin ushte shedarot. A behema tehora that gave birth, and we find that its child had two backs or two spines. Asura ba'achila vezohi hashesua. It is prohibited to be eaten, and this is the shesu'ah, the type of split animal that the Torah was referring to. When it said, "Ach etze lo tochelu mima'ale hagera umimafrise haparsa hashesu'ah." These from the animals that chew its cud and have split hooves, you shall not eat, namely the shesu'ah. Kelomar beriya shenolda shesu'ah lishte behemot. For as if to say, an animal that was born that was split, and to two types of behemoth, because again it has two spines and two backs. V'chen behema shenimtza bah demut, also to a behema that in its womb was a bird. Afal pi shehu of tahor harez asur b'achila. Even if we find that it is the bird is tahor, it is prohibited to be eaten. Lo hutar minan nimtza behema ela ma sheyesh lo parsa. The only that which had split hooves that was born from the animal was permitted to be eaten. Now Harambam here will list the kosher behemoth and hayot, and I'll admit that I myself am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination in regards to these animals, but I did do a little bit of research, and the animals that I know, I will name, and the animals that I don't know, if anyone has any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. And the same applies for when soon we'll list the different types of birds that are prohibited to be eaten. The same goes for those as well. Halacha het, en lecha bechol behema v'chaya. And also, just I'd like to point out that Harambam does not in any place identify these animals. He doesn't identify the behemoth or the hayot or the ofot. Rather, he simply lists them as the Torah lists them as well. Halacha het, en lecha bechol behema v'chaya sheba'olam shemutar ba'achila chutz me'aseret haminim hamenuim b'Torah. Of all the animals, of all the behemoth and hayot in the world, that are the only ones that are permitted for us to eat are the 10 species that are listed in the Torah. Shelosha mine behema. There are 3 types of behemoth. Vehen, shor, se, ve'ez, and they are the ox, the sheep, and the goat. Veshiv'at mine hayya, and 7 types of hayyot. Ayal utzvi. Ayal is a deer. Utzvi ve'yahmur ve'akov ve'dishon ut'ov zamer. Ayal again is a deer. A tzvi is a gazelle. A yahmur is another type of deer called a roe deer. The akko is a type of wild goat. I'm not sure exactly which goat this refers to, but what I found, it's a wild goat. Vedishon is a pygard, and that's the name of it, Pygard, if anyone wants to look it up. Ut'o, the te'o is an antelope. Vazamer, zamer is interesting because Rabbeinu Sa'adia Gaon identifies this with the giraffe, but there are other chachamim that identified it with other animals. Hen uminahen, so these species and their subspecies. Kegon shor habar vehameri, for example, the wild ox or the buffalo. Shehen mimin hashor, that is a subspecies of the shor. V'chol asara minin uminahen ma'ale gera umafrise parsa. And all of these 10 species and their subspecies all chew their cud and have split hooves. Lefikach mishehu makiran eno tzarich livdok lo b'peh ve'lo baraglayim. Therefore, anyone who knows and can recognize these species does not need to check their mouths or their hooves or their feet for split hooves. Halachatet. אף על פי שכולן מותרים באכילה, צריכים אנו להבדיל בין בהמה טהורה וחיה טהורה. Even though all of these animals are permitted to be eaten, we must distinguish and differentiate between the בהמות טהורות and the חיות טהורות. שהחיה חלבה מותר ודמה טעון כיסוי. Because a חיה, it's all of its fat, the fat that would be forbidden if it was a behema, is permitted to be eaten, but its blood after the shechita must be covered. But a behema tehora, it's forbidden. If anyone eats its forbidden fat, he would be liable for karet. But the blood of the behema is not. The blood, yes, after the shechita of the behema is not required to be covered. The simane hayya mipi hashimuahin, and the signs of the hayya are known by tradition, known by Torah shebe'al peh. Halacha yod. כל מין שהוא מפריס פרסה ומעלה גרה ויש לו קרניים מפוצלות כגון האייל, הרי זו חיה טהורה בוודאי. Any species of hayot that chews its cud and has split hooves and has horns that branch out and split like a deer, it is definitely a hayat tehora. But if its horns don't branch out and split, if its horns were curved in and ringed like the horns of an ox, and they were curved and notched like the horns of a goat, and the notches and rings follow each other along the horns, and are rounded like the horns of a gazelle. An animal that has these types of horns is a hayat tehora. And its horns has to have those 3 signs. It has to have, the horns have to be they have to be ringed, and they have to have notches, and they have to be round. If anyone wants to look for a great illustration of this, I highly recommend Rabbi Yochai Makbili's edition, where he has really fantastic pictures of the different types of horns, as well as other simanim, the simanim of the behemot and hayot, as what we mentioned with the split hooves and the front teeth, and also, as we'll see, the simanim of the ofot. Halacha yod aleph. Bameh devarim amurim b'min she'eno makir. This only applies in regards to a species that an individual does not recognize or can identify. But the 7 species that the Torah lists, if he was able to identify them, even if he didn't find that it had horns, he may eat its fat and must cover its blood. Halakha Yod Bet. Shor Habbar, the wild ox, min behemahu, is a type of behema. Veha keresh, af al pi she'en lo ella keren ehad hare hu haya. And the keresh, it is unclear what the keresh is. It's listed in the Talmud in Masechet Hulin Daf Nun Tet. And there are some that wanted to identify the keresh with a giraffe, but there are others who wanted to identify it with an oryx, and it's spelled as Oryx, which is a type of antelope, is considered a haya, and even despite the fact that it only has 1 horn. And any animal that you're unsure of if it is a haya or if it is a species of a haya or the species of a behema, helbo asur, its helev is prohibited, but if someone eats it, he would not be liable for malkut. Umchasin et damo, and he has to cover its blood because, again, we're not sure what type, if it's a behema or a haya. Halakha Yud Gimel. Kil'ayim haba min behema tehora im haya tehora hu hanikra koi. The hybrid animal that is born out of a behema, tehora and a haya tehora, is called a koi. The koi is also mentioned in the Talmud in Masechet Hulin, and the Harambam in a couple of different places gives different descriptions for this koi, but it seems to be that it is a type of animal that is similar to an ez and a tzevi. So this koi, helbo asur ve'en lokin alav umchasin et damo, because again it is a safek, it is forbidden to eat its helev, but one would not be liable for malkut if he ate it, and must cover its blood after the shahita. Ve'en min tameh mit'abber min tahor kilal. Also, just as a general rule, a behema teme'ah can never become impregnated by a behema or haya tehora. Halakha Yod Daled. Now again, as I mentioned, I'm not an expert in these types of animals, so the animals that I was able to identify based on doing a little bit of research, I will translate them, but those, again, I'd love to hear from anyone who has any suggestions for these types of birds. The signs of the kosher birds are not explicit in the Torah. Rather, the Torah only listed the impure animals. But the other types of birds are permitted. And the prohibited animals, there are 24 types, and they are the following. Number 1, nesher. Nesher is vulture. Peres. Number 3, ozniya. Ozniya is an osprey. Number 4, da'a vehi hara'ah amura b'Mishne Tora. Number 4 is the da'a, and it is also known as the ra'ah that is mentioned in the Mishne Tora in Sefer Devarim. Number 5, ayah. Ayah is a falcon. Vehi haddaya amura b'Mishne Tora, which is also known as the daya in Sefer Devarim. Number 6, min ha'ayah sheken katuv bah leminah mikelal shehen shenem minin. There is another type of falcon and a subspecies of it that the Torah said of the ayah and its subspecies, implying that there are 2 species that are prohibited. Orev, the orev is a raven. Number 8 is zarzir, sheken ne'emar be'orev lemino lehavi et hazarzir, that the Torah mentioned the orev and its subspecies in order to include the zarzir, which is another type of raven. Number 9, ya'ana. The ya'ana is an ostrich. Number 10, tahmas. Number 11, vishahaf. Number 12, venetz. Number 13, vishurnika, shehu min hanetz, sheken katuv bo leminehu. The shurkina is another type of nets. The Torah listed the nets and its subspecies. Number 14, vechos. The chos is a type of owl. Number 15, vishalach. Shalach rather. Number 16, V'yanshuf is another type of owl. Number 17, V'tin shemet, also another type of owl. Number 18, Ka'at. Ka'at is a pelican. Number 19 is Raham. Number 20 is Hasidah, the stork. Number 21, V'ha'anafa. Number 22, Umin ha'anafa, shekin ne'emar bah lemina. Same thing with that we mentioned with the Orev, that the Anafa has, the Torah lists and its species. So the obviously to include another type of Anafa. Number 23, V'haduchifat. Number 24, V'ha'atalef. The atalef is a bat. Hare arba'a ve'esrim, and that amounts to 24 forbidden birds. Number halacha tet vav. כל מי שהוא בקיא במינים אלו ובשמותן, הרי זה אוכל כל עוף שאינו מהן, ואין צריך בדיקה. Anyone who is an expert that knows these species of birds by their names may eat any other type of bird that is not one of the 24 that we mentioned. He doesn't need to check. ועוף טהור נאכל במסורת, and an off tahor, a bird, is permitted to be eaten by tradition. And this tradition that we're referring to is that it is commonly accepted in that locale that that bird is tahor. And a hunter is allowed to say that this type of bird was permitted to me by my master, who was my teacher, who was also a hunter. And this is provided that this hunter is known to be an expert in these 24 species of birds and their names. Anyone who doesn't know one these and cannot identify these 24 forbidden birds can check the following signs that Chachamim gave. Kol of shehu dores ve'ochel, beyadua shehu me'elu haminin ve'tameh. Any animal that is a bird of prey and seizes its prey with its claws, it is definitely one of the 24 forbidden birds and is tameh. She'eno dores ve'ochel. If, however, it is not a bird of prey, if it has one of the following three signs, it is an off tahor, and the signs are the following. Etzba yetera. If it has an etzba yetera, and etzba yetera is that it has an extra talon, and there's a mahloket between Rashi and the Ran, Rabbeinu Nisim Migerondi, who identified this etzba yetera in different ways. Rashi says that the etzba yetera is a talon or finger that is behind the three fingers in front, so it's like a finger in the back. If anyone sees a chicken, they can identify that pretty easily. And the Iran says that it's an additional finger in the front that is longer than the other fingers. And again, as I mentioned, Rabbi Yochai Makbili has a great illustration of this in his edition of the Mishne Tora. So that's the etzba yetera. The etzba yetera, again, is the extra talon, either in the back or in the front. Or zefek. The zefek is the crop, which is something at the throat of the chicken that protrudes. If anyone, again, has seen a chicken, it's pretty easy to tell what this is. Vehi hamur'ah, which is also known as the mur'ah. The Torah coins the zefek as the mur'ah. Or shehaya kurkevano niklaf bayad. Or if the kurkevan can be peeled by hand, the kurkevan is the gizzard. And again, if anyone wants to see, Rabbi Yochai Makbili has a great illustration of this in his edition of the Mishne Tora. So again, the three simanim of the off are, yes, obviously if it's not a bird of prey, or if it has the etzba yetera, or the zefek, or kurkevan niklaf. Halacha Yod Zayin. לפי שאין בכל אלו המינים האסורים מין שאינו דורס ויש בו אחד מסימנים אלו חוץ מפרס ואוזנייה. All of the forbidden birds that are not birds of prey have one of these three signs. Hang on one second. Yes, so yes, the fisha and yes. So these signs can be relied on because all of these forbidden birds, because out of all of these forbidden birds, only two of them that do not that aren't birds of prey, but they have one of the simanim. Namely, those are the peres and the ozniya. The peres was not able to identify, but it seems that it's a type of vulture, and the ozniya is the osprey. ופרס ואוזניה אינן מצויים ביישוב אלא במדברות אי הים הרחוקים עד מאות שהן סוף היישוב. But the peres and the ozniya don't dwell in inhabited places. Rather, they live in the deserts and in the exotic islands that are very far, that are beyond places where people typically dwell. So we may rely on the three signs that we mentioned, provided again, because again, the peres and the ozniya are not a threat for us to be confused with them. Halacha yod het. Haya kurkevan niklaf besakin ve'eno niklaf bayad. If the kurkevan, the gizzard, can be peeled with a knife but not by hand, ve'en bo siman acher, afa pi she'eno dores harez safek, and it doesn't have one of the other two signs, even though it is not a bird of prey, it is a safek. Haya hazak ve'davek ve'hiniho b'shemesh ve'nitrapa ve'niklaf bayad harez mutar. But if the gizzard was hard and firmly attached, and he left it out in the sun for it to soften up, and then it was able to be peeled by hand, it is that bird is permitted. Halacha yod te. אמרו הגאונים שמסורת בידיהן שאין מורין להתיר עוף הבא בסימן אחד, אלא אם כן היה אותו סימן שיקלף קורקבנו ביד. The Geonim said that they have a tradition that they do not render a decision in regards to a bird if there was only one sign, unless that sign was that the kurkevan was able to be peeled by hand. So if the kurkevan is able to be peeled by hand, the Geonim have a tradition that type of animal is that type of bird is permitted. But if the kurkevan was not able to be peeled by hand, even though it has the zefek or the additional yetera, the additional etzma, they never permitted this type of animal. But it seems that they did permit an animal, a bird, with whom the kurkevan is able to be peeled by hand. Halacha kaf kol of sheholek et raglav keshemothin lohut. Any animal that parts its feet while sitting on a wire. Shetaim nekan ushtaim nekan, two claws on one side and two claws on the other side. Or shekolet min ha'avir ve'ochel ba'avir. Or if it seizes prey in the air and eats it in the air. Harezeh dores v'tameh. It is a bird of prey and forbidden to be eaten. Any bird that flocks with an impure type of bird and resembles them, it is considered also to be tameh. Halacha kaf aleph. Minei hagavim she'itira Torah shemona. There are 8 types of locusts that the Torah permitted, and they are the following: hagav, a grasshopper; umin hagav vehi haduvnit, and it's a type of grasshopper that is called the duvnit. 3, hargol. Hargol is a cricket. Number 4, min hargol vehi atzronia, another type of hargol that is called the atzronia. Number 5, arbe, locust, the common locust. Number 6, umin arbe vehi tziporet keramim. Number 6 is a type of locust called the tziporet keramim. Number 7, solam. Solam is another type of locust. Number 8, umin solam shehi yohana yerushalmit. Number 8 is another type of the solam, which is called the Yohana Yerushalmit. Number 22, Mishehu Baki, halakha number 22, halakha kaf bet. Mishehu Baki bahen uvishmotan ochel. Anyone who is an expert in these types of grasshopper and locusts, and knows them by their name, may eat them. That's sayad ne'eman alehim ka'of, and a hunter is believed in regards to their identification, just as he would be believed for a bird. Mishe'eno baki bahen bodek basimanin, but anyone who is not an expert can check their signs. Ushlosha simanin yesh bahen, and they have the following 3 signs. Kol sheyesh lo arba raglaim, any grasshopper or locust that has 4 legs, וארבע כנפיים שחופות רוב אורך גופו ורוב היקף גופו, and 4 wings that the wings overlay most of the length of its body and most of its circumference of its body. ויש לו שני קרעיים לנטר בהן, and it has 2 legs for which to jump. הרי זה מין טהור. It is a permitted type of animal. So again, it has 4 legs, 4 wings that overlay the majority of its length and its circumference, and it has 2 legs with which to jump. Even if its head is long and it has a tail, if it is termed as a hagav, it is permitted to be eaten. הלכה כ"ג. מי שאין לו עכשיו כנפיים או קרעיים, או שאין לו כנפיים החופות את רובו, ועתיד לגדל אותן אחר זמן כשיגדיל, הרי זה מותר מעתה. Any of the locusts or grasshoppers or crickets that has that doesn't currently have wings or legs with which to jump, or wings that cover the majority of its body, but will in the future, after it grows, it is permitted to be eaten. Halacha kavdalet, final halacha. Uvadagim shene simanim. Now, in regards to fish, there are 2 signs: senapir vekaskeset. If the fish has fins, and if the fish has scales, it is permitted to be eaten. Usnapir hushaporeach bo. And when we say fins, it refers to fins that the fish uses it to swim. Vekaskeset hi hadevuka bechol gufo. Kaskeset are scales that covers its entire body. Bechol sheyesh lo kaskeset yesh lo senapir. And any fish that has a kaskeset, that has scales, also definitely has fins as well. En lo achshav uksheyigdal yeh lo, o sheyesh lo kaskeset kishaya bayam uksheya'aleh yashir kasav harezo mutar. If it currently does not have a senapir, yes, if it doesn't currently have a fin, but it will grow when it gets older, or if it currently has scales, but it will shed its scales once it leaves the water, it is permitted to be eaten. But also, if the scales don't fully cover its entire body, it is permitted. Even if the fish has only 1 scale and 1 fin, it is permitted to be eaten. And with that, we finish the first chapter of Hilchot Machalot Asurot. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.